Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest. I am your host as always, Midnight Sun, and today we are going to be heading into a different part of the world. We've spent quite enough time here up on Death Mountain. Now so far we've been following the same path that we did as a kid. We went to the forest, just until recently. Just now we are in the mountain. And so what is the next place that we should go? I wonder. Well, obviously the answer is that we will be going to Zora's Domain. So even though maybe we should have done some sleuthing before I decided to announce that, it should be pretty obvious at this point. I mean, we don't really know any other parts of the world where nasty things have happened, but let's see what happens once we get there. Anyway, we're going to be stopping in this fairy's fountain. We couldn't get into it before, but those of you who watched the regular dungeon video will notice that at the very beginning, I used the Megaton Hammer, and I am now able to get in. And what pops out is, of course, one of those absolutely titillating, pixeled fairies with the gigantic pointy knockers. So, she's gonna go ahead and, you know, talk to us. Great Fairy of Wisdom. Maybe I should offer up some, sacrifice to her when I'm doing my philosophy papers. Apparently we're receiving it, so, oh, okay, good. It's just the green sparklies. It's not, that other thing that the other great fairy that I didn't catch on video wanted me to receive. I'll let your mind wander, even though it doesn't really need to wander very far. So, what we get ourselves here is a, upskirt of Link. Not Link, who the heck is Link? We get an upskirt of Harvey. And also, we get more magical power. I mentioned this Link fellow a lot. Whoever he must be, he must be pretty important. Or pretty dumb. Whatever. Anyways, but yes, we have extended our magical bar 2 times over. Well, you know, we haven't extended it 2 times over. We extended it once over, because now it's twice. We have, whatever. Now we have more magical power. And also, we need to fill up more hearts, really, to match that magical power that we've been given. So, let's go ahead and do that. I am going to pick up a piece of heart here. Not the one that you can see hanging out on the left side of the screen. That's actually part of the series of pieces of hearts that we are not yet ready to get. Well, we are ready to get it. We just, well, actually we're not. There's 1 or 2 more that we need to explore a couple of other areas before we actually get them. But no, if you do what somebody else suggested I do with Volvagia and just, you know, really lightly, you know, go to an edge and crawl over it, you can make your way down there and grab yourself a piece of heart. So, Arctic wind blowing from Zora's River. That sure sounds like danger. Let's head on over there. Okay, so here we are back at Zora's River after such a long time. Gonna pick up some supplies here. Free stuff. Never need to go to a store if you really if you really manage your stuff well, and you hack open a lot of bushes. But yeah, Zora's River, not looking too dangerous. Gonna avoid an Octorok attack there. Good stuff. I'm pro. I'm really pro. Oh, okay, didn't manage to get hit by one, though. But yeah, so far Zora's River doesn't really look all that different. The creepy dude with the large mouth and small eyes is no longer there. He is going to have a role to play, but not yet. I tried to jump over that little fence there. It would have made the shortcut a lot shorter, but no avail. So let's keep on heading up. Obviously, we didn't just come here for Zora's River. We came for Zora's Domain. So there must be something going on. There's a chill wind, but I don't see any chilly stuff. Oh, okay, never mind. Here's some chilly stuff. We have snow. Now, snow is a very unusual thing in Hyrule. There is no snow. At least not that we've seen. Maybe we've only been seeing 1 season. But considering that we've only been seeing the 1 season of Hyrule, it seems odd that there would be snow during it. Arctic wind, snow, water. I wonder what the problem could be here. Well, also, you know, 50 times playing the game, you eventually learn it. So, anyway. Going through the doorway. Ooh. Knew it. Zora's Domain has gone under some very radical changes. More radical, actually, than any other place. I mean, Kokiri Forest had, what? It had some more enemies, and all the little dudes were gone, and for Goron Village, there were just no more Gorons. But Zora's Domain is completely frozen over, as well as losing all of its citizens. Oh yeah, and by the way, Mecha Prime, I'm gonna do something right here. You're not gonna like me. Yes, this is also just a little tip. In the Zelda games where you have a song that like opens things up, or just basically is a mechanic song for the game, sometimes it actually works as a oh, I hit it again. Sometimes it acts as a way to heal signs in case you wanted to read them but accidentally hit them with something. Also, you notice that we could not get into that store. There's a strange red ice around King Zora. Wow. Okay, so the entire place is frozen over, and a couple of really important places have odd red barriers in front of them, or around them in King Zora's case. Geez, something must be going on. Oh, and by the way, you may have noticed that I switched back to the green tunic. Yeah, by the way, you cannot slash through that. However, you also do not get sent backwards. I just thought that was a really funny thing. You may have noticed that I switched back to the green tunic. It's not because there's any detriment to wearing any one tunic in a place other than where it gives you its benefit. It's just that I wanted to wear the green tunic. There. I said it. Anyways, this is where Jabu Jabu was, but this ice block is not nearly large enough to house Jabu Jabu, but... that's an odd texture over there. Maybe we should go inspect it. It may not be a texture. It may be an opening. In fact, I'm going to spoil it right now. It is an opening, and it is where we're heading. So yeah, just, little side note. It's not like in Twilight Princess where if you wore the Zora's tunic and, like, got hit by ice or fire, was it? I think it was actually both. You would die. You would just die. It was over. Or you would take extreme amounts of damage. Anyways, welcome to the Ice Cavern. I hate this place in Master Quest. It's not that it's difficult. In fact, it's very easy, just like the original one. The Ice Cavern is just like a half... The Ice Cavern is just a half dungeon. It exists to kind of give the area a little bit more girth before you actually move on. I think I've mentioned this before. Oh, yeah, and I tried to see if maybe swinging the Megaton Hammer would make those guys flip over. I think it does, but they were already jumping, so it wasn't affecting them. But I think I've mentioned this, but in Majora's Mask, they gave the game a lot more, muscle by, increasing the amount of time you spent in each area before the dungeon. Oh yeah, by the way, the trick with this place, they make the switches look... They put the switches in places that you might just think they're other icicles. But yeah, with Majora's Mask, they basically just increase the amount of time that you spend outside the dungeon in the area. They got you involved in the story. With Ocarina of Time, though, they didn't really do that all that much. There's a lot of times where you can just kind of, go to the dungeon. I mean, there are a couple things in your way, sure, but it's not like it's really getting you into it, like into the people there. It's just kind of like, okay, we have a whole bunch of dungeons. And oh yeah, I decided to see what those guys are. Well, I already knew what they are, but for all y'all little munchkins that haven't played the game yet, they are Frizzards, Frizzards, and there are some of them that stay stationary. But there are other ones like these that you kind of have to keep on moving around the room, and then they'll respawn, actually. If you do not deal out a death blow to them, they will completely reform, or at least get one more level. You have to deal the equivalent of 3 normal strikes against them, so I usually do a jump attack and a normal attack. It's really simple, kills them fast. But if you don't do it in time, then they recover, like the information about them said. But yeah, for Ocarina of Time, they were like... Wow, I just keep on getting interrupted here. With Ocarina of Time, they just said, you know what? We need to just, keep this game going. There's a whole bunch of dungeons. So they kind of just gave you the essentials. They put one little thing in your way that usually had something to do with the past, and then they would put you into... Yeah, by the way, that Skulltula there was there to fool us. I thought that maybe there was a gold Skulltula, but no, there is not. There are a few up ahead, actually in very quick succession, but not here. But yeah, with Ocarina of Time, they just said, you know what, let's put one little thing in the way, a couple of mini dungeons, and then they have the regular temples. So that's what we have here. And what do we have here, though? Right here in the dungeon. Well, the mini dungeon. This is Blue Fire. Now, Blue Fire does what you might expect it to do. It melts certain things. Obviously, it doesn't melt all ice. Maybe if you think about it a little bit, it'll make sense like this. I mean, we have blue ice, and you have red fire. Unless, of course, you're keeping it on a really low setting, or it's really hot, I think, is when it's blue, right? Is it when it's blue that's really hot? But yeah, you have red fire for blue ice, and you have blue fire for red ice. Ta-da! Clever, right? Very clever. But yeah, basically, you just need to have a few of these on hand, not only while you're in here, but also once you leave. Like, if you really want to go into the overpriced market for the Zoras, then keep a blue fire around. Because you can find it outside, you know, if you really want to go in there. Like, there's one more special tunic, and you can buy it in there for 300 rupees. Not 200 like the red one, but 300 rupees you'll need to buy it for, if you get it that way. There is another way, obviously. They wouldn't give you something essential like that and just make you go around collecting Skulltulas. That would be mean. Just mean. That wouldn't even be Nintendo hard. That would just be mean. Yeah, so there is a way. You can buy it outside of the dungeon, but it's really expensive. Like, real expensive. And you can only find blue fire in 2 places. Here and one other very late game place. But yeah, the reason why, and I'm coming into contact with him again, the reason why I do not like this dungeon, like this version of it compared to the original, is because of these boulders. I always happen to have the, wonderful timing of hitting those boulders just as they're falling down from the ceiling, so as they appear, guess what? They have a victim. Me. Right there. Concussion, brain damage, and now Harvey. Link again. Harvey really can't talk. By the way, you may have noticed it there. Because remember, they're trying to make these switches look like part of the ice. Do you see it? It's not that hard. It lets us get to that piece of heart there, though. You may have seen it. And really, there's no other way to get this switch. You pretty much need to use a bomb. I've tried, hitting it really accurately with an arrow or the hook shot, but to no avail. I don't think I've ever managed to get it open like that. So, there. Anyway, another piece of heart, just because I didn't want to come back in here. There are a couple of pieces of heart that I could grab right out there in Zora's Fountain, but honestly, it's pretty interesting to walk around there. There's a couple of things out there that are just pretty cool. Like I said, it's not big for nothing. There actually is something around there. And I've equipped Inspire just because some of you might be wondering, hey, Midnight Sun, wouldn't that fire melt those ice dudes pretty quickly? And as you're going to find out, no, actually, they don't. I mean, it makes sense, but, well, you'll see. First of all, I walked a little bit too close. And even though you might wonder what it's like to be hit by that ice breath, yeah, it's still not very good. The ice breath, encases you in ice, and it deals, yeah, there you go, about 1.5 hearts of damage before it's finished with you. So, it's not an incredibly harmful attack. Really, it's just annoying because it stops you for a few seconds, and if you're careless, then you're going to get real annoyed by it. Real annoyed. Now here's the compass. There you go. Compass. Whatever. I kind of let the description play out. I think I was switching a video on YouTube. I was watching Husky StarCraft. Yes. That's what I do when I'm recording these videos, by the way. So if I ever stop in a strange place, I'm either A, talking to a friend/roommate, even though I don't have a roommate anymore, or B, I'm switching my YouTube video. Just because, yeah. Well, especially for a place like this. A place like this isn't exactly somewhere you need to be thinking too hard about. One good thing about that Din's Fire attack is that it did get us that gold Skulltula killed. So now we don't have to worry about falling off a platform, from a jump attack or just a normal attack. We just need to worry about falling off the platform because I am who I am. So that's why I square myself up. I still thought I was going to fall there, though. Because I just can't seem to get the hang of jumping. Anyway, get us some blue fire on there. And, ta-da, gold Skulltula. So then, let's just restock up on our blue fire. I'm not gonna go crazy like I usually do. I have a Skype call coming. I'm gonna decline that though, because I'm doing this and I'm not gonna re-record it at this point. I've gone way too far. I am, however, going to turn off the noise on my computer. I usually put on my headphones. I do not know why I am currently doing it like this. It's a bad idea, because stuff like that might happen. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I usually go crazy overstocking my blue flame. I'll just go back and forth, back and forth. I'll go back to that original room as soon as I use something. Oh my gosh, going crazy. Just because, I don't know, I feel like I need to be prepared. I saw it coming, but sometimes it's better to just take the hit. it's better to just take the hit and then keep on moving, because you have those few seconds of invulnerability. It's better like that. And by the way, in case you were wondering, yes, there are Ice Flame keys, and they will turn you into ice. And I already hate keys enough without them doing that annoying attack on me, so let's get rid of these guys before we even have to worry about them hitting us. Come on. Come on, Harvey. You can do it. Oh yeah, and by the way, you may have noticed that little, you know, thing. Yeah, that right there. The ice... what, stalactites or stalagmites? Whatever. The icicles on the ceiling actually do regenerate. And they will keep on falling on you. So if you're just sticking in the same place, you're going to get hit by them over and over and over again. Or barely miss them over and over and over again, like I was doing there. I was just thinking of something, and I forgot what I was going to say, so I'm just going to say what I'm doing here. Well, first of all, I'm mispositioning. I'm mispositioned? In position? Whatever. I wasn't in the right place, and now I need to use my hookshot to get up to the Scarecrow. Once again, having the Scarecrow song is extremely useful. I suggest that anybody who is going to be playing this game and trying to collect stuff get it, just because, you know what? When Navi flies over somewhere and Harvey's all like, what? He doesn't quite know where to go. It's the best thing to do. Just have it around, because it's probably going to be the Scarecrow song that you need. You might notice that we have that Skulltula there. Unfortunately, there's no switches, and we already killed everything in this room. However, there is one sneaky switch. Now, they usually start on blue like that, but I like to think that Nintendo actually intentionally thought, you know what? We should have that on blue, because it blends in more with the surroundings. Like, it's really difficult to get a beat on that if you haven't played this game before. Anyways, going to need those blocks back, though. Thankfully, this is one of those switches. Whenever you just see a switch that goes from blank to yellow, that means that you activate the switch and something happens. And then, you know, if it usually times out. Like, those usually mean that it's going to time out. I thought about going up to restock my flame, but it would just take too long. What was I saying? Switches, yes. But then there are those, and we've encountered them once before already in the Forest Temple, at least here in Master Quest. We wouldn't have seen it before in the normal game, but here in Master Quest, you know, you just hit those things, and it happens one way, you hit them again, and it happens another. We actually see that in some other Zelda games, the things that go from red to blue, the switches, especially in the Oracle series. The Oracle series was pretty big on that. Especially in Ages. My gosh, there were so many temples with that. And I'm being careful around these pots because I know that there's a fairy in one of them. And I just wanted to open it up to show you that, yes, there is a fairy. And then I had to... I got really scared there. I thought I was about to go, you know, and heal me. And Stalfos. Could have used the healing for the Stalfos, but actually, I'm going to dispatch this one more quickly than usual. I guess maybe it's just because I had an open area, you know, only one... and I was in my zone. I'm Zen mode Midnight Sun right now. I'm even using my shield. Like, usually I don't even have my shield up when I'm fighting, just because it's pretty easy to take out most enemies, but, you know what? It's a Stalfos. And by the way, another large chest. You know what that means? We get a special item here. Actually, Ocarina of Time is one of those games where you don't get very many special items outside the dungeons. Probably because there are just so many dungeons. They're like, well, let's stick the special items in there. So, like, there are only a couple that you get outside of them, and even then, they're usually in the mini-dungeons, but I'm gonna shut up because you wanna know what? Plot time! Enjoy it. Alrighty then, well then, that was our most recent interaction with the mysterious Sheik, who has given us a way to quickly advance to the Water Temple. And while this is usually where I'd leave you, right after Sheik has given us his song, I am going to go a little bit further, just because there's some setup, and considering how long it took me to get through the last dungeon, I am not doing that again. We're going to go ahead and finish it up right here. So, there's really nothing more to what I'm doing here before I get back to outside the dungeon, so I'll see you out there. And here we are back in Zora's Domain proper. When I say proper, I do of course mean just the tiny area where the entirety of the Zora race would usually be alive. However, right now all we have are two. Our good King Zora here, and the shopkeeper. But we're going to go ahead and let the shopkeeper stay in his little store with his overpriced food and tunic selection. And we're going to free, I wonder if he would actually suffocate eventually. Maybe he's got some water in there. He's a fish. But apparently, King Zora wasn't alive. He's just back to life. Yes, it was me who brought you back to life, King Zora. I request stuff. You didn't give me stuff last time. Oh, man. Hey, do you think maybe you could catch me up? I have some interest on that, whole saving your daughter thing. Well, anyway, he gives us a Zora tunic. Basically, it does for us in water what the red tunic, the Goron tunic, did for us in fire. It's going to help us breathe underwater, and, yeah, it makes the iron boots a lot less deadly. So, oh yeah, I didn't even explain the iron boots. Whatever, you don't really need an explanation. They're boots, they're iron, they make you sink. So here's our water tunic. We're going to see it on for a little while. And that is all I have to do for today. So, what did we do today? We, got some more magic, we got some more heart, we got some blue tunic, and we did our part to save the world. I'm a poet, and I didn't even know that I was one. Anyways, I guess I will see you all later. We're gonna have a special guest and a lot of alcohol. So, bye. See you then. Bye. Bye. Bye.